Woody, back to the Alliance League action this weekend against Oxford. What's your thoughts ahead of the game?
Yeah, looking forward to the game. Obviously, being a local derby against Oxford, it's the same for the under-18s as it is for our first team. It's a tough encounter, always a physical battle. We'll have to stick up to that. Looking forward to it, and hopefully we can get back to winning way in the league.
Of course, we know how big it is in terms of men's first team football, but how big is it in terms of under-18s football with terms of playing your local rivals?
Yeah, a lot of the boys play for Swindon are Swindon fans. Have been through the academy journey for quite some years and played against Oxford, so there is that sort of little bit of added edge to the game that you wouldn't get against other teams in our league. So we're looking forward to that. They look forward to it as a group of players, as that extra bit of added edge to the game, being local derby.
And of course, we had the psychological edge given we beat him earlier on in the season. So how much confidence will you and the boys take into this weekend's game?
Yeah, the last game that we played against Oxford set us on a bit of a run for the season, so that was a pivotal part to the run that we went on and the position that we're in the league at the moment. So we need to try and hit them levels again, get back to winning ways. It's quite a big week for the under-18s with the FA Youth Cup at the end of this week as well, so it will start tomorrow. We speak all week this week about keeping momentum, consistency and getting back to winning ways, and we'll try and do that tomorrow.
And how important is that under-18s football in terms of getting on a bit of a run, getting consistency going, and winning is a habit, as they say? Yeah,
as youth development, a lot of decisions we make are very individual, so we will put players into positions and challenging them individually to get different outcomes out of certain games. So there is that element to it in terms of we're trying to develop individuals and trying to put together a good performance, but ultimately as a group of players they want to try and win games of football, and at the moment with how the season's gone, they've won more games of football than they've lost, and we'd just like to try and keep that going and try and win tomorrow and keep us at the top end of the table.
Of course, I suppose for the lads as well, it means this weekend isn't just an important game, but also with the mindset of maybe looking ahead to next Friday with the FA Youth Cup game. I'm sure they will all be involved in that as well.
Yeah, we'll treat tomorrow as an individual game in terms of try to perform and get the result against Oxford, and then everything will be eyes towards focusing on the FA Youth Cup at the end of the week. So they, in the back of their minds, they'll be thinking about that game, but hopefully they'll turn up tomorrow, and there is competition for places within the group, and there's a team to be selected for next Friday, so they'll know that as a group, and individually they need to be at it tomorrow to try and perform well against Oxford first and foremost to get a result in the game in the league.
Given, of course, the narrow Youth Alliance Cup defeat to Portsmouth, how much will the boys be wanting to respond and look back to get back to winning ways in the league? Yeah,
obviously it was disappointing to lose and to go out of the League Cup. Penalties can go either way. We didn't actually perform that well in the first half. We were loads better in the second half. We should have held out in the game in particular. Towards the end, with just a late goal in the last sort of couple of minutes. But we've debriefed that game, moved on, looked towards tomorrow's game, and all the work this week has been towards that game, and making sure we've got a good game plan to try and get a result. And then when the game's finished tomorrow, we'll reflect on that game quickly and then move our attention to Luton at the end of the week.
Of course, you don't have to give any game plans or anything like that, but what have sort of been the key attributes and key points building up into this game this weekend?
We want to try and replicate some of the really good football that we've played this season for longer spells in the game. We know that all teams will have a moment and a time in the game where we have to defend the goal and defend well as a team, but we just like to have more moments like we did at Wimborne, like we did in the second half against Portsmouth, and like we have done across the season this year, where we can dominate possession with exciting attacking football and try and score more goals than we concede, and hopefully get a result tomorrow.
Of course, we've looked to our last league game. Of course, we did have Exeter, and we know we showed we can be a threat going forward, as well as keeping the clean sheet as well.
Yeah, in the Exeter game, it was a different challenge to the Portsmouth game in terms of how resolute the opposition were. But the difference in goals that we scored, the variety of goals that we scored, was really pleasing from our point of view. So there were set piece goals, there was balls from behind, there was sequences of passes. So as a group of players, that's what we try and replicate tomorrow, and that's what we try to replicate every week, is a really good performance, some attacking football, some really good individuals continuing their youth development, and hopefully that gets us a result and the performance we're looking for tomorrow.